Great. Good afternoon, everyone. It's very exciting for me to be here today. First of all, I'd like to extend a big thank you from the LINA team for the opportunity to co-organize and co-host the conference this year. Second, so, just moving on with the show. Oh, I'm sorry, that's just the background. Let's move on. Right, so the online review and ratings industry is a billion-dollar industry today. But its impact is very much across a whole wide range of other industries. In its ability to be used as a tool for marketing, for branding, for gathering information and insights for product and service development. Now, one of the examples that I'm showing here is that of the gaming industry, where reviews on games are very much being used as an incentive for the participants of the industry to excel, to improve quality, to deliver better products, and so on. So clearly there is there's a set of value here that's being applied in certain industries. So we can say that the review industry is very, very important. However, in the current state of the industry that is in today, now we are seeing online reviews being applied to a number of different industries, from tourism to medical, financial services, government services, technology, media, entertainment, and so on. But also, what we don't see is that there are a whole host of industries out there who are currently not using reviews as a mechanism to engage between businesses and their customers. For example, the insurance industry. You know, how many people here buys insurance and feel that you are able to get access to good information about the products and services and the companies that you may choose to buy insurance from? Thank you. So that's just one of many examples of many industries out there who are yet to really tap into the power of review and ratings. But there are some fundamental challenges. With the state of the review industry today, there's a significant lack of reliability, credibility, transparency, and also the quality of the content. And that's because the current platforms are not able to provide the transparency and the the immutability that really safeguard the real quality and the real value of the review information. And it's very, very difficult for consumers to really trust reviews. We even see industries using reputation management businesses to tamper with the review results. And at the same time, it is not a surprise then that more than half of consumers who do use review information question the accuracy, the reliability, and ultimately the truthfulness of the review data or the review information, because it's very difficult for us to know who paid for what review to be done and how that is actually managed. So this is where we see the opportunity to apply blockchain technology. Firstly, we can bring transparency into a system that's traditionally difficult to show transparency. The idea is to actually win back the trust of more than half of the consumers who are already relying to or wanting to rely on review information but feel that they cannot. The security over the actual review data so that no one can tamper with it. And the ability to monetize the interactions for all of the participants who participate in the review industry to be able to provide good quality reviews sustainably and fairly, and being able to enforce contracts between these parties for the content and the value that's being created. So then we built the LINA review platform, which today is the first and only blockchain platform built especially for the review industry in order to try and win back that trust from consumers. So when we built the platform, what we tried to do was to capture an ecosystem within which various different types of participants engage in order to produce and consume reviews. So we have a type of participant called merchants who have products and services and who want to have them reviewed. We have advertisers who may choose to advertise on the platform. We have helpers who are experts that we can engage to provide reviews. And they can engage from an expert perspective because they understand that particular industry, whether or not it's healthcare, insurance, entertainment, whatever. So they can provide expert view of products and services. But at the same time, we engage common users who are the customers, who are the consumers of the review information and the goods and services. They can also contribute reviews into the ecosystem. And last but not least, we wanted to make sure that we're able to include system builders who can actually take the technology platform that we've built to take it further in order to shape the review platform that they need for whatever their purposes may be. Now this ecosystem then, based on the blockchain architecture that we've developed, deliberately enables a number of different ways to engage with that technology platform. One is to build a global review system, which we have taken as the first pathway. We've built that ourselves based on the technology platform behind it, and we are offering that as the LINA review platform. Another pathway with the LINA technology platform is you can build a specific review system for a very specific vertical industry, whether or not it's the movies industry, or it's the travel industry, or the insurance industry. You can actually frame a very domain-specific system of review involving the right industry experts. Or you could build an individual review system that is very specific to suit an individual's need. Or a business organization could build a review system specifically for the organization to engage with its own customers. So this is not publicly available to everybody. It's between the company and its customers, but it is still a system that can deliver integrity in the quality of the information that flows between that relationship. And last but not least, review APIs that can be accessed, that can be hosted with merchants of different types of technology platforms. So these are the pathways that are very important in the design of the LINA technology platform. Now, when we take a step back and look at what's going on out there in the review space, there are many large review platforms with lots of users, lots of merchants or participants in that ecosystem that I've explained before. And each of these platforms have been around for a long time. They've built up a very strong market presence, some in certain verticals, others in certain geographies. And so by and large, they're very popular platforms. And we don't see ourselves as direct competitors of existing platforms for two reasons. First of all, the technology platform that we offer can be interfaced or integrated with existing platforms in order to bring that additional capability that we can deliver from blockchain. So we don't have to compete. Secondly, we're not interested in competing anyway because many of these review platforms that are there today are very, very market specific. So there is a whole world of industries and markets out there where today the customers still do not yet have a voice. The customers still do not have any power between them and the service or product providers. So I'll go back to the insurance example, where today the insurance companies don't know what their customers think about their products and services, and the customers don't have good information, review information about products and services that help them make choices, and they don't have a way to project a voice about whether or not they're happy or unhappy with those products and services. So there are many, many industries out there where there is complete empty space that we can really engage and either work with a partner or industry organizations or groups or communities to actually bring the review capabilities and actually give voice and give power to consumers and customers in those industries. And to us, that is very, very important. So, looking again back at the review industry, what is it that makes what we've created a bit different? Well, for a start, the whole transparency thing. It is very hard still for existing platforms to be able to demonstrate true transparency in the way review results are being captured, stored, managed, and reported. Immutability is another aspect that's important, of course. The records cannot be changed. Fair rewards is an interesting thing. There are a number of review platforms out there today where you sometimes get really high quality review from certain reviewers for a while, and when those reviewers leave the business or stop, you can't replace that level of quality with somebody else. And so there's no consistency in the level of quality of review, and there's no mechanism that actually build and grow that quality and sustain that for the long term. And so this is where it's really important that we actually take the blockchain technology or the use of blockchain and bring through the crypto token as a component and use that as a way to structure a commercial, interactive utility function within an ecosystem like that of reviews. Unlimited subjects, well, that's just part of what we built. We wanted to build a platform. We didn't want to build just a product. So the idea was, hey, here's the first product, but it is an open-ended platform. Unlimited products and services. This is, again, deliberately designed so that different industries and sectors are able to adapt the platform for different users. But very importantly, within that ecosystem and the way that we've framed it, the use of crypto tokens and the functionality that supports engagement and interactions between the participants gives the ability to advance within the ecosystem, so that, for example, if I was a reviewer, over time I can improve the quality of my reviews, and my review will be better rated, which means I get better rewards with LINA tokens. And then also alongside that, there is not just the transparency in terms of the review result, but also transparency in terms of who gets paid what for doing reviews, transparency in which company is actually, commissioning the review, whether or not a company is advertising on the platform. So all of that revenue is actually transparent and fairly distributed among those who participate. So for those of you in the audience who are a little bit technical, that does not include me, I'd just like to explain a little bit about the technical makeup, because I think there's something in here that might be of interest to you in terms of, hey, how do these guys solve this particular problem with a certain way of using blockchain architecture. So for us, we've decided to use a hybrid approach, and that is we've developed the solution based on two chains. One is the Ethereum chain. Excuse me, I'll go back for a little bit. The Ethereum chain for the LINA token, and then the other chain is the review chain, which supports all of the functionality, the richness, and also what we expect to be is a very high transaction volume around review results. And so we need to be able to actually manage and scale that part of the platform independently of Ethereum. And then we ended up building a bridge in between the two. So the LINA core is the chain that allow us to manage and drive high performance scalability in the review side of the platform. The LINA token is the standard ERC20 native to the platform. The bridge is what we built that connects and synchronizes between the two blockchains. And the LINA user profile is very, very important. For us, it is a form of identity that enables us to not just manage the interactions between participants inside the ecosystem who are all identifiable, but very importantly, allow us to, over time to collect data about each individual user, each type of participant, that gives us the insight that can then be used to optimize the way the platform supports these different types of users, but also it enables another thing that's very interesting, which is very specifically targeted advertising. And that, again, that is actually another tool that can be used as a technology platform. The LINA review system, as I've mentioned before, is the first example of what we can do with the LINA platform and the two-chain architecture. That particular architecture can be used to support other types of industry solutions that we haven't yet explored. So this is just a more very, very simplistic visual representation of what I've just shared with you. There's the Ethereum, the LINA chains, the home platform supporting LINA review as the first industry application. The service builder is a layer with technical functionality that allows developers to actually develop their own review platforms. And then the merchants and the users are those who engage within the ecosystem. So that's as technical as I'm going to get. I think what's really important though, and what really drives me and the rest of the team at LINA is well beyond what we're doing here as a solution to a business problem. How are we going to impact on the review industry as a whole? Ultimately, what we want to see and what will happen is, in the end, we will see 100% self-regulation of reviews. So the power is equally in the hands of all of the participants within the industry, and the whole industry will then regulate the kind of quality, the kind of transparency, the kind of value that continue to drive the industry forward. We want to ensure that every participant in this industry will be able to benefit from this very fairly. We say that as a result, as a consequence, the community of reviewers will grow, and by this, I also mean the community of reviewers will grow into many, many industries where today there are not even any review systems or platforms available. The quality of the reviews will improve because it's going to be governed by the community itself. Consumer trust will grow, and I think this is a very, very important point. This goes back to why we started this journey in the first place. It is really to bring back the trust into review platforms. We see the businesses will gain more value out of reviews. Now, I've heard some people saying, well, what's the point of making reviews transparent? I mean, as the business, I don't want that. Well, actually, you do want that. You do want that because, firstly, you want real accurate information about how good or how bad your products or services currently are, so that you can improve, so that you can actually make better products or deliver better services. So that's one reason. But more importantly, you actually want the consumers and your customers, every time they read a good review about your product, they actually trust it, and they buy right there and then. They make the purchase decision. That's what you want. You don't want your customers to read a review about your product, don't feel they can trust it, have to go somewhere else to try and find some other information to help them make decision, and then in the end choose a competitor's product on a different website. Right? So that's really important. So as a consequence, we say that businesses will benefit a lot. Implementation of blockchain reviews online websites through APIs. Now we see that this will increase because look, we're already being approached by a number of technology platforms where they see the need for having a very strong, very transparent, very high quality review and rating capability for their technology platform, but they don't have to go through the journey of having to build this and grow this. Product reviews will become ubiquitous for online and offline products globally. So not only people will use review information to buy, to make online purchase decisions, but very importantly, we are also seeing a trend where consumers will go online for review, and then they will go to the store and buy the products because they want to kind of pick that up in their hands. So again, the impact is going to be on both types of purchase behaviors. And because of the nature of the data that can be captured and the profile that can be generated from that data, more businesses will be able to advertise via the review system and be very, very targeted to get the maximum returns on the advertising dollars. Advertising will be better targeted as a result. And the advertising industry will also be disrupted by the review industry, which is another interesting possibility. But at the end of the day, what we see is that the future impact of what we're doing is that more industries will embrace more use of blockchain technology, because this is just another one of many demonstrations of how blockchain can really improve and transform industries for the better. And look, before I finish, I don't want to finish on time, I just want to leave you with one prediction of the future. Right? And that's very, very simple. The future of the review industry and all of the industries that impacts is going to be very different to today. Why is that? Because we are making it different. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mitchell. Thank you for your sharing. Thank you for co-hosting today's event. All right, I guess
do I have time for a couple of questions?
Yeah, let's do it.